Hi, I'm Amanda and I should probably be reading, but today I am reviewing LitJoy's Mini Book Advent Calendar, Volume 1. Welcome back to my channel. This is a quick little product review I've been meaning to film for ages and just haven't gotten around to. This is the Mini Book Advent Calendar from LitJoy. This is one I got last year. This is Volume 1. Volume 2 is currently up on LitJoy's site, and so I thought it might be a good opportunity to review Volume 1 as they seem to be very similar, and it might help someone out to determine if it was something they wanted to buy. This is an advent calendar. Inside our little, I'll show you, our little ornaments of books. And this is Volume 1. It's not available anymore, so I'm not going to treat the books as spoilers. If you don't want to know the titles of the books, don't look too closely. Just kind of listen. I'm not going to do a big run through of all 25 of the books. Volume 2 looks distinct from this one, so if you were to get both, you would be able to tell them apart. But it is an advent calendar. It opens up with a little magnetic clasp and has 25 little boxes inside. They are a little tough to get out. I will say they were a little tough to get out the first time. They're empty now and they're still a little tough to get out. But when you take them out, they're little boxes, and inside, like I said, mine are empty because I haven't put mine away from last year. We'll get to that in a second. Each book came in a nice little box in this Volume 1. They were numbered. And they looked like little gift wrapped packages, which was cute. They alternated between red and green. One thing I like about this advent calendar is it is an advent calendar that does not take up extra space. If you are familiar with the kind where you get chocolate, you know that they're a lot bigger than the pieces of chocolate within them. There's a lot of dead space in the advent calendar. And I feel like that's true for a lot of advent calendars. They end up much bigger than the things they contain. This one I was really happy to see. It is exactly the size it needs to be to hold these books, and yet it has a great shelf presence. You could leave this up year round and it just looks like a little mini bookshelf. So if you didn't want to just include this with Christmas decor but wanted to maybe have it on a shelf year round, you could do that. It has a good little shelf presence, and the only thing that indicates it's Christmassy is at the very top. This one says that it is an advent calendar. Other than that, until you open it up and are met with red and green, again, the colors on Volume 2 are different. They're, I believe, just different shades of green. I'm not sure. You could check out on their website. I'll link it down below. But the shelf presence of this doesn't necessarily scream Christmas, which is also nice. So you could leave this out year round without having to pack it out and take it back out with your Christmas decorations every year. Very cute. I like that it looks like a bookshelf. It's got nice colors all the way around. It looks like what it is. It looks like a cute little bookshelf. The magnetic closure is pretty good. Mine is a little rumpled where the closure is. You can definitely see where it is, but that's not that big a deal. It does hold it shut, so I can do this and not worry about things falling out. Although, like I said, for science, okay, I feel one of them moving. But the rest, they're pretty snug in there, like I said. And this is even when empty, they're pretty snug. Okay, so 4 of these did move when I held it upside down for science. So let's talk about the main draw here, which is the books. So each little box has a little mini book in it. They're very nice looking. I'm just going to show some random ones that were on my table. Got front and back covers, as well as a spine. They're very nice, classic looking books. Oops, wrong way. So yeah, they're very nice little classic looking books. And what's really nice is that inside there is a good amount of this book that you can read. All of the pages that are included are readable, and they are from the book, including some like illustrations in some of these at the beginning. You can see here we have the title page, And then we go to chapter 1. And then when we get to the end, there's another illustration, which is just really cute. This sets it apart from something like the Mini Brands books, which, while they are very cute looking books with accurate covers, on the inside, whoops, I'm gonna lose all my tiny bookmarks. The inside of the Mini Brands books has a title page, and then maybe the first page of text, and then everything after is just blurry words that aren't there. Like, you can't read beyond the first page of the book. In fact, it looks like they took the first page and then made that page blurry and printed it on all the other pages. Well, the Mini Brand books do have a page of the book you can read. They are not full little books. The rest of those pages are for show. Again, these for reference. These are bigger. They are bigger than the Mini Brands, and I feel can be read comfortably without a magnifying glass. The writing is small, but not so small as to be eye strained, at least for me. Some people would probably differ. The inside here seems to be really random. I was looking at one earlier, and I know it had like chapter 1 and chapter 60, and I'm looking here at The Secret Garden, and I see chapter 1, and then I see chapter 28. So I don't know if it has the beginning and the end of the book in a lot of these. I haven't sat down and read most of them. I put them on my Christmas tree. I didn't sit down and read them, which, if it does have the beginning and the end, I'm glad I didn't for a lot of these, as it would be a strange reading experience. I know the Christmas Carol, the one I did look at very closely, it goes through, where is it? Christmas Carol goes through Marley visiting. So that one, I believe, does stay in order. And it goes through Marley's ghost visiting Scrooge before it ends. Because I remember I flipped through that one because it was the first one in the box last year. And this leads me to my biggest complaint about this set. I hung these on my Christmas tree last year. I don't have animals. I have children, but they're past the age of pulling on ornaments. And half of my ornaments, one short of half, 12 of my 25 ornaments, the hangers broke. I believe it's been a year, so I don't remember exactly. I believe one came out of its box broken, but the rest just fell off my tree. I had them hanging on the tree, and after a while, just gravity pulled the glue out and they fell to the floor. And it kind of became a recurring thing, like, what will fall today during Christmas season last year. The rest are still holding okay. I haven't like yanked at them to try to see if I can get them to break, obviously. But it was really disappointing that a solid half of these did not make it one Christmas on the tree without breaking. Now, this is something that I believe I can fix. It will not be difficult to fix, but it's going to be challenging. And what I mean by that is, because this hanger goes in between where the spine is, I will have to be careful so that I don't glue it to the spine itself, thereby making the book harder to open. It's going to be hard to see what I'm doing. It's going to be hard on some of these to figure out exactly how far in I want to push the hanger to make it a good length without being able to see it. So it's going to present some challenges. I haven't tried it yet. I'm also not quite sure what type of glue to use to prevent this from happening in the future. There's just a lot of little things that I hadn't felt like tackling a project. And it was really, really disappointing for the amount of money I paid for this, that half of them broke. And the worst broken one is actually coming away from its spine. It is split. This may be the one that came out of the box broken. I can't remember. But again, I might be able to tape that. I can probably tape that. But for the amount I paid for this, I don't expect to have to be fixing half of the ornaments after its very first Christmas. So it seems like they did not do very good quality check on the type of glue that was used to hold these together. I don't know what the quality control was was like, but it definitely seems to be a problem if literally half of mine are broken. Again, my kids weren't pulling on them. I don't have animals that were messing with them. They came out, they went on the tree, and half of them ended up on the floor. And that was really disappointing. The other disappointing thing about this is you don't get 25 different authors in this set. They gave you 25 books, but they couldn't even give you the diversity of giving you 25 different authors. Shakespeare's in here twice, Frances Hodgson Burnett is in here twice, and Jane Austen has 4 ornaments in this set. A 1/6 of these ornaments are Jane Austen books. And I am not the biggest Jane Austen fan. If you're a huge Jane Austen fan, I'm sure that's exciting. But if Jane Austen isn't one of your favorite authors, it's kind of sad to see that so many of the books in here are hers, especially if they were planning a volume 2. And I'm pretty sure I saw in volume 2 that there's a Jane Austen book in that one too. What's left? So we have a lot of repeat authors, which is disappointing. I feel like they could have picked 25 different authors. I don't feel like that's that big of an ask. All of these are what I would consider classic books. There's nothing modern here. They're all the things you would find on list of classic books. But when you have 25, which is not a lot of books, I don't feel like it's that big of an ask that they represent 25 different authors of classic literature. But it is what it is. I don't know. I wouldn't mind seeing doubles in a volume 2 or volume 3 or subsequent volumes down the line. I don't think that's a problem because a lot of people who get volume 2 aren't going to have volume 1 and vice versa. And then even if you get the next volume, you're building your little tiny library of tree books instead of limiting it. But it does just feel a bit silly to have 4 books by one author in a 25 book set. Again, there were 4 Jane Austens and 2 other authors represented twice, which means that's 5 other authors we could have had included in this set. 5 other authors that could be someone's favorite author, someone's favorite classic book that we could have seen represented, as opposed to just leaning so heavily into these specific authors. And since a lot of these books are in the public domain, it doesn't seem like it was a rights issue. It's not like we got 1 or 2 current authors and we had their catalogs available and not a lot of other catalogs available. These are books that are in the public domain. We have Grimm's Fairy Tales. These are books that they didn't have to get permission to use. So yeah, here are my sad, broken books. And again, it's not impossible to fix. They are not impossible to repair. But it's gonna be a job, and it's gonna be some effort that, again, I wouldn't expect to have to put in after one Christmas. Maybe after 4 or 5 Christmases, I would be a lot more forgiving of the glue giving out. But they didn't even make it through a single Christmas on my tree before they made it rain in my house, scaring my toddler. So volume 1 is not available anymore on LitJoy's website. It is still listed, which makes me think they might be toying with the idea of bringing volume 1 back. I don't know. I don't work for LitJoy. I'm not sponsored, obviously. And probably never will be now. I don't know. So I guess the question is, would I recommend you buy the mini book advent calendar? And I don't know. But volume 2 is $99 on their website. Now, on one hand, you're getting 25 ornaments. That's about $4 a piece, which for Christmas ornaments isn't that bad. You're also getting a display case to hold them all in. That's not nothing. So for what you're getting, is that a decent price? Probably. You'll be able to use it for multiple years, which is also a plus. But again, with it breaking so easily and not even lasting, half of my books didn't make it through one Christmas. I hate to repeat this, but I was so gobsmacked for paying $100 for this, and half of them fell off my tree. Again, 1 or 2 I would have totally forgiven. You always have a few flukes when you mass produce something like this. You always have a couple things that go wrong. But the sheer amount of things that fell off my tree that didn't make it a single Christmas on my Christmas tree was shocking. Would I recommend that you purchase this or volume 2? I don't know. If you've got the money to spare and you understand that it might be a future DIY project, I guess. If you know someone who loves books and won't mind the fact that they might have to be sitting with toothpicks and glue putting them back together after not even a single year on the tree, yes, they're good. They're nice ornaments. They look good on the tree. I love that you can actually read them. They look good. They're a good size. If the quality was a little better, this is an easy yes, you should get it. But with the quality being what it is, it's hard to recommend. Now, I don't know that Volume 2 has these same issues. Volume 2 looks strikingly similar, but maybe they know of the issue with the hangers and they were able to use different glue this time around. I don't know. I don't work for LitJoy. I'm obviously not involved. Maybe I just got a really faulty batch of book ornaments. I doubt it, but maybe. I'm probably not going to get Volume 2 this year. I might pick it up in the future if I can see it on sale, or I might tell someone it's something I'd like for Christmas if someone's looking for a more expensive gift for me. But I'm so disappointed with Volume 1 that I'm not going to pick up Volume 2 this year. Plus, I just don't have the money to be spending $100 on cute book ornaments this year. But even if I did, I think this would be a pass for me, just because I was so disappointed with the quality of Volume 1. I need to get these ones fixed, see if they'll stay on my tree this year, and see what happens next before I even consider getting another set of books I might have to put back together again. So hopefully that helps you out if it's something you're looking at tracking down, if it's something you're looking at purchasing. Like I said, Volume 1 is still listed on LitJoy's website as sold out, so it might be something they are considering bringing back in the future. I don't know, but it's a hard sell for me after seeing how badly the books perform. But again, they are cute. Everything else about this is a winner. So if the hangers being fairly faulty don't bother you, it's an easy recommend. But for me, the one thing they're supposed to be ornaments, not working is a bit of a problem. So that's it for me. Like the video if you did, subscribe to tell YouTube you want to see more of me for some reason, and leave me a comment down below if you have the LitJoy advent calendars, either this year or last year's. Let me know, did you have the same problem with them falling off your tree, or were yours perfect? Did yours perform absolutely wonderfully? Do you know of any other bookish advent calendars out there? I'd love to hear about those too, if there's any I should look into. As always, thank you for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you in the next chapter. Bye! Christmas is coming, the books are getting fat. Please do put a bookmark where I had to go to sleep. Classic.